What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Winter's Reviews. Today I'm excited to compare these two speakers. On the left I have the Soundcore Motion 300 and on the right the Bose SoundLink Flex. The retail price for the Motion 300 is $80 and the retail price for the Bose SoundLink Flex is $150. Now that's a pretty big price gap. But there's also some ways to get both of these speakers even cheaper. So as you can see on this box, I actually bought this Bose SoundLink Flex refurbished, and you can get these refurbished from the Bose website for $109. I highly recommend doing that. I couldn't even tell that it had been used at all. It seemed perfectly brand new to me. Save $40 and go that route. You get a different package, but you still get the charging cord and the user manual. If you guys want to see a review on just this Bose, click the card in the corner of the screen up here. Now the Soundcore Motion 300 right now on Amazon has a $10 coupon, so you can get $10 off, buy it for $70. In addition to that, Prime Day is coming up on July 16th and 17th, and Soundcore is going to have these on sale 30% off. So that is going to come out to $56 for one of these speakers. Guys, you could pick two of these up for the price of one refurbished one of these. And even at retail price, you can almost get two of these for the price of one of these. So that being said, guys, let's get into this comparison. So first off, I'm going to compare the features, and then we're going to talk about sound quality and my personal opinion. But before I get into that, I do want to just say that both of these are phenomenal speakers, and they are well worth the money. I really enjoy both of them, and I don't think one of them is 100% better than the other. The differences are going to be more of a preference difference and mostly a price difference. Inside the box, both of these speakers come with USB-C charging cables and quick start guides. That's pretty much all you get inside the package, other than the speaker, of course. Right off the bat, you can see that these are very similar in design and size. The Bose on the top and the Soundcore on the bottom. This is the stone blue from Bose, and this is the blue color. Both of these speakers have a pretty wide variety of color options, which is fun. Looking at the top of the speakers, we have our buttons. As you can see, the speakers are very similar in size. I think the Soundcore is slightly bigger. That is the side view. The bottom, these have rubber bumpers on the bottom for setting them upright. And then each of these speakers have USB-C charging ports. The Motion 300 has a flap over the USB-C port, while the Bose does not. And yet they're both still waterproof. Looking at the backs of the speakers, they also have bumpers for setting them down on the backs, and they both have these plastic grills that protect the bass radiators. And both of these speakers have these little loops for hanging the speaker, clipping it to something. The Soundcore actually has a button style, so you can unbutton it and hook it to something, while the Bose one is fixed. The Motion 300 is IPX7 waterproof rated, while the Bose is IP67 dust and waterproof rated. They're very similar ratings. They also have a very similar battery life, the Soundcore coming in at 13-hour battery life and the Bose at 12 hours. These are both very good. The Soundcore uses Bluetooth version 5.3 and the Bose uses Bluetooth version 4.2. The Soundcore has a 30-watt stereo sound output, while the Bose does not advertise how much wattage it puts out. But from my testing, they're very similar. I think the Soundcore might be a little bit louder than the Bose. Now, both of these speakers have a unique feature, which is sound position technology. So basically, each of these have a technology in them where they can register the orientation of the speaker and they adjust the sound in order to accommodate the position of the speaker. So, for example, say you have them laying on their back like this, they sound a certain way, and then if you tip it up like that, then the technology is going to kind of slightly changed so that it optimizes the way it sounds based on the orientation of the speaker. You can also hang it from the strap like this, and it will detect that and change as well. With the Soundcore, you can actually turn that feature off, which you might want to end up doing because this feature works a lot better on the Bose. I think it's a more seamless transition when you are moving the speaker into different positions. You don't notice the change as much in the Bose. It does change, but you don't notice the transition as much. Versus with the Soundcore, if I was playing music and I was moving it around, you can hear just a little bit of like a click noise as it changes the sound. So that can be annoying, especially if you're holding it in your hand and you're walking and you're kind of holding it in the between positions. Then it kind of just gets annoying because you hear that transition. But again, you can turn that feature off. Both of these speakers have a pretty durable build quality. I would say the Bose is a little bit more durable. The Bose has a powder-coated metal grill here in the front, and the rest of the speaker is rubberized in a silicone finish. And then you have this plastic grill in the back. But I do think that this is a more solid build quality. Now, not far behind is the Soundcore, where it also has a metal grill, and then the body of it is more plasticky, but it also has a silicone finish, so it's a soft touch and scratch resistant finish. Having that powder coated grill is going to be great, especially if you live by a beach and you get salt water on it. It's going to prevent rust. I'm not sure how good the coating is on this grill, but both of them do feel like solid speakers, and the Soundcore actually weighs a little bit more than the Bose. If you end up getting the SoundLink Flex, you will have a 90-day return policy from Bose, so you can try the speaker out for 90 days, and if for any reason you don't like it, you can return it. That is one of the reasons I bought this speaker. It's pretty risk-free, and with the Soundcore, you get a 30-day money-back warranty. Now with both of these speakers, you can add a second one and pair them together for stereo sound, which I'm actually considering buying a second one of these when it's Prime Day for 30% off. That is such a steal, guys. So now let's kind of get into the sound quality of both of these speakers. The Motion 300 is actually certified high-res audio, and it has an LDAC codec built into it. So that is going to give you some crystal clear audio, and that is one of this speaker's main features. Now the Bose does not have high-res audio, but it actually sounds very comparable to the Soundcore, and this just kind of has a signature Bose sound. We all know that Bose sounds really good, and this speaker is no exception. So it's really going to come down to personal preference when it comes to these two speakers and the sound quality. They're actually very, very similar. There's really not a big difference between the sound quality as far as bass, as far as highs and mids, and just the overall sound. Bose has a Bose Connect app where you can control a few things on the speaker, but really there's not a lot that you can do in the app with this speaker. As far as I know, they do not have a customizable EQ for this speaker, so I just don't even have the app. I don't think it's useful. Now with the Soundcore, you have the Soundcore app, and they do have a custom EQ, and they have preset EQs, and you can do software updates. I believe you can do software updates on the Bose as well. The Soundcore app gives you a lot of options, and you can really fine-tune your sound quality with that EQ. I'm going to show you that app here in a minute. Starting with the Bose, I'm going to power them on.
Battery 70%. Connected to Pixel 8.
So there you have a voice prompt. I like this voice prompt. It actually speaks. It's not just like some noise. And I really like that it tells you, as soon as you turn it on, it tells you the battery percentage. That changes in increments of 10, but as you could hear, it said 70%. And then it tells you which device it connects to. So it said Pixel 8, and that's pretty cool if you have a custom name. Now you can see we have a little LED indicator light showing the power, and that will flash red if it's about to die. And then there's a little LED here by the Bluetooth showing that it's connected. Now let's turn on the Soundcore. So that's the typical Soundcore startup sound. And one thing that's really cool about this speaker that I like over the Bose is that these buttons actually light up, and they have a bass boost button. And one thing that's really unique, and I've never seen this before, but in the Soundcore app you can actually change the brightness of these buttons. So you can dim them or make them brighter, which is just really interesting. I've never seen that option before, but kind of neat. So out of the box, I actually think that the Bose sounds better than the Soundcore. I don't really like the Soundcore signature, the preset EQ that the Soundcore speakers come with. With all of my Soundcore speakers, I always go into the app and adjust the EQ, and then I end up finding a sound that I really, really like, and that is the case for this. I was able to customize an EQ setting for this speaker that I think sounds a lot better than the presets that Soundcore gives me. But out of the box, I think the Bose sounds better, and even now with the equalizer set on the Soundcore, I think that they're really, really close in sound quality. I honestly have no complaints about the sound. They're just really great sounding speakers. For the fact that this costs so much less than the Bose, it's very impressive how well this sounds and how well it competes with the Bose. And again, having that custom EQ, everyone has a little bit different taste in the way that their music sounds. So having that custom EQ is huge, being able to fine tune it and make it sound the way that you want it to sound. Alright, I'm going to show you briefly here the Soundcore app. We're going to select Motion 300. You can see a little battery indicator there in the corner. There's settings here where we can do some customization. We can turn off the voice prompt. We can change the sound mode to combine audio and connection quality. And this is how it comes out of the box on this option. If you wanted to boost your audio quality using that LDAC codec, you can enable that. And it does say that it might have a little bit less successful connection with your phone. So I actually haven't been using that. Right here is where you can adjust the button brightness. So if I can turn it off completely so they don't light up, I put it on low, medium, and high. You can select how long before it shuts off automatically out of 5, 10, 20, and 60 minutes, or you could just turn it off completely. You can check for firmware updates, make sure you're up to date. Down below here you have volume control, play and pause, and then right down here extra bass. So this is where you have your equalizer settings, and you can actually turn off the adaptive direction. Like I was saying earlier, here's where you get presets from Soundcore. There's the extra bass, the Soundcore signature voice, and balanced. Again, I don't really like any of these, to be honest. I mean, they're not bad, but I definitely prefer the custom sound. So I can come down here, and this is really neat. You can customize an EQ for each of the orientations of the speaker. I have not gotten into that, but whether it's standing, hanging, or lying on its back, you can have it actually change between different equalizer settings that you customize. And then if you click here on custom, this is the EQ that I have set up. I actually only had to set up one EQ, but you can add a bunch of different EQs and name them differently. And then there's even a full band option where you can turn it sideways and get even more customization. And so one thing that's also kind of cool is that with this bass boost button on the speaker, if I click it, it'll change back to the extra bass, and I can set which EQ setting I want it to go to when I turn that off. So I have it going to custom. So that's pretty cool. You can actually kind of customize the EQ settings just based off of the button on the speaker and change between them. Well guys, that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you have any additional questions, leave a comment down below, but make sure to check the description down below for the links for both of these, and make sure to pick this up on Prime Day if you decide to get this one. Again guys, overall, these are really great speakers, and they're very close as far as performance and build quality. The Bose has a little bit better build quality and reputation, but this Soundcore really competes with it and for almost half the price. It's almost a no-brainer. So I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to help it out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.